A circle, okay, I lightly sketched out a circle this way. Just go, it doesn't have to be a perfect circle, okay, just try your best to do a circle. Go many times just so that you get it right. Okay, same thing for the female, okay, female side, just do a circle this way. Right. Okay, so after which what I need you to do is to divide this circle, to draw a line through the middle of the circle, okay, going down, extending beyond the circle somewhere over here. Same thing for the girl. Okay, we're gonna do step by step too, so that you can see the differences as I move along. Okay, so normally what I like to tackle is I like to get the face shape of the person first. So maybe for a guy normally they have a bit of a slightly more angular jaw, so I'm gonna draw two lines that kind of taper in, okay, kind of, instead of two vertical lines down, it's kind of going in this way. Okay, so can you all see? Okay, I'm gonna draw a little bit darker so that you can see. Okay, going down this way, not too long. Okay, after which, the fact that I know it's gonna meet somewhere over here to be the base of the chin, where the chin is gonna be, so not too, this two lines not too long. After which I have the chin around this length, okay, and I'm gonna draw in the lines to make a jawline, something like this. But for the female, you'll realize that it's slightly different in terms of the way I render the curves of the face. So instead of this angular jaw, I'm gonna do a slightly more curved jaw this way, and the chin is slightly more rounded as compared to one which is so angular this way, so slightly more rounded. Okay, so I'm just gonna draw a bit darker so that you can see. That's what I'm gonna do next. So you don't really need these lines anymore, so you can just lightly erase them away. You can see that by using a 2H pencil, it erases pretty easily. Okay, you want to leave the middle line over there because we're still gonna use that later on. Okay, so just erase away. I'm just gonna erase away the circle. Okay, we don't really need these lines anymore. Okay, so here's what you're gonna do now. From the top to the bottom, okay, just roughly indicate where the middle, the cross is at. Okay, so this is somewhere over here. So you can use your hand to measure. Okay, it doesn't have to be exactly, like I said, it doesn't have to be exactly the same. So around here, so maybe my middle point is somewhere over here. Okay, try to use your eyes to gauge, because you want to train your ability to measure using just by looking at it. Alright, so now why did I draw this crosshair, kind of this cross over here? This is normally where I want to place normally you see this is where people place their eye level at, which is that. Okay, so an easy way to do this is that after you divide it into half, okay, the half mark, you want to take this part and divide into half again. So maybe somewhere over here. Okay, same thing for this, divide by half. You can see that, okay, this will be slightly, after which you're going to divide it by slight half again. Okay, doesn't have to be exact. This will be where the mouth is going to be. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in, and we're going to work on one of each first. One of this first. We're going to zoom into the guy. Okay, we're going to work on the guy first. So now what I like to start with is I try to have maybe a distance like this. Okay, this is slightly the distance of one eye, meaning the length of an eye. Okay, so let's say if I split this into one to here, so this will be the distance of one eye. Okay, you don't have to be too caught up with this. Okay, you want to try and error. Okay, give it a test it out first. If it feels kind of strange, you can always adjust it. Okay, this is why I always use a H pencil, so that you can make changes along the way. Okay, so I'm just gonna I like to start with the brows first. So I do a little mark over here. Same thing for mark over here. I'm gonna do a simple, pretty simple version, okay, of the brow, simplified, so it will look kind of cartoonish. Okay, so if you want the face to look symmetrical, you might want to work on both sides at one time. Okay, so as I work this part, I move on to the other side as well. Okay, so that I can compare, make sure that they are both somewhat symmetrical, like a mirror image. Okay, so for the eye is same thing. I'm just gonna do a simple eye like this. Okay, kind of look like an anime eye. Okay, so it goes up, goes across like an almond shape. Okay, just a a shape like this. Okay, just gonna darken the line for you to see. Okay, so you should get something like this. Now what I'm going to do now is for the eyeball, okay, the iris is going to be somewhere over here, okay, around this size. Same for the other side. Let's do the same for this. So right now we're going to do the nose. So the mark that we remember, we divided this into half, right? Then we divided it into half again. So this is going to be where the base of the nose is going to be. So it's at the bottom of the nose, not the top. Okay, so what I mean by that is, now we're going to do a little oval shape around the nose. Okay, just do a little oval shape, kind of look like a Rudolph the reindeer kind of look, right? You know, okay, don't worry about it. It's going to look like this, kind of strange at the start. Okay, but later on you'll see why. Okay, so after you've done this circular thing, okay, we're going to darken just maybe the sides a bit. So it's going to be like a bracket. Okay, after you've done the bracket, we're going to do the nostrils. Okay, so the nostrils is like these two lines, something like this. If I zoom in just a little, okay, I zoom in just a little, you can see clearer, okay, what's going on over here. So same, once again, the oval and a bracket at the side, okay, and nostrils in the center this way. Okay, so next up, the line that we did over here, this line is actually where the mouth opening is at, the opening of the mouth. Okay, so the mouth is, the shape is gonna look something like okay, the mouth shape is gonna look something like this. Okay, so it goes up and down and up and down like this. Okay, so the mouth shape is gonna look like this. This is where the lips are gonna be, right? So if I actually were to draw the lip line, okay, it kind of look like this. When I join the lines together, okay, kind of look like this, right? So, but for guys, normally we don't tend to draw these lines. Okay, we don't connect the lines over here. We make it slightly more simpler this way. So it goes down. Okay, we just leave it like this. Okay, it looks more manly in a sense. All right. So let's give it a try. Okay. So once again, okay, where do I start the mouth? Normally I start somewhere beyond the nose, slightly wider than the nose. Okay. Once again, there's no hard and fast rule. Okay, so different people have different features. Okay, so some people might have a smaller mouth. Okay, but not too small that it becomes too dainty. Okay. So mouth shape like this, and you're wondering what these two lines are. Okay, this is for the I don't really know what you call this. Okay, but yes, the part where it's at the top of your lips. Okay, and this one is for the bottom of the lips. Okay, so something like this. So right now he looks kind of angry, right? Okay, if you want to change it up a bit, you can make him smile slightly just by lifting up the corners of the mouth. So you want him to smile a bit, you can do something like this. So the ears are gonna be roughly between the brow mark, where the brow is at. Okay, so the brow line, okay, at the edge of the brow, if this is where the ear is gonna start. Okay, so I'm just gonna do oval, and where it's gonna end is somewhere along this line over here. So around this range. Okay, don't make it too big, don't make it too small. So a comfortable length, a comfortable proportion will look something like this. So I'm going to do the same for the other side as well. Okay, the other ear. So from here you're wondering how come he hasn't drawn the lower eyelid. Okay, so this is where I'm going to start doing that. Okay, but before that I'm just going to thicken my eyelash line for the guys. Okay, to give him a bit of a double eyelid kind of feel. Okay, something like this. Then you have the corners, the insides of the eye. Notice whenever I do something for one eye, I'm going to do the same for the other side. Okay, just a mirror reflection of it. Now here comes the tricky part. Normally for this part you don't want to emphasize on it too much because it will look like he's wearing makeup. Okay, so just do a line that goes this way to sort of suggest that there's a continuation. Okay, so you don't really have to connect this line together. So same thing for the other side, just let it fade off this way, let it fade off and let it come back as it goes to center of the eye this way. So you get this illusion of a connection over here, even though you didn't really draw the line, right? Okay, so now all these lines are kind of distracting us, so let's just erase them away. Okay, erase them away like this. Okay, I'm gonna leave the, okay, just erase them like this, so there's not, doesn't distract us from the face too much. Okay, now he's looking kind of bald, right? He doesn't have any hair. So but right now for the hair, right, normally when you draw hair, it shouldn't be stuck to the scalp. Okay, if this is a young man, okay, his hair should be there's quite a bit of volume. Okay, so normally what I would like to start with is the okay, before that, let's add in a bit of the details in the ears first. Okay, the hole in the ear, I'm going to do a simple version. Okay, so just do this simple hoop, and maybe just a little bump here, a little bump here, and we close this bracket, okay, just a simple way to draw an ear. Okay, I know it's not the real realistic ear, will look much more complicated inside here. So for the hair, I like to start with the sideburns. Okay, somewhere along the center of the ear over here, this is the sideburn. So I just add a bit of volume as I go up. Okay, just add a bit of volume. Do the same for the side. Okay, go up. So his hairline, maybe his hairline will be over here. So for a guy, you can do maybe you can give him a side parting. So if a side parting, where I take my side parting from, normally from this part of the brow. Okay, I draw a line up. So this is normally where the side parting will be, from here. Okay, I'm just gonna shift this down. Okay, and as I draw the hair, I'm gonna do a bit of jaggedy lines at the side to make it more realistic in a sense. Okay, even though now it's kind of looking kind of anime-ish. Okay, notice the volume that I'm adding for this hair. So this whole part is gonna be the thickness of his hair. Okay, but not too high until it goes all the way up. Alright, so somewhere over here will be good. Okay, try to vary the lines. Okay, notice as I draw, I'm actually following the shape of the head. So as it comes towards this part, it's starting to go downwards. Okay, starting to go downwards, following the shape of the head. And I'm trying to meet this part. Okay, from here, I'm trying to go here, go up, and it should come back down somewhere over here. Okay, so once I'm done with this part, okay, now this bald head is distracting us a little, right? So let's just erase it away. Okay, erase it away so that you can see it better. Okay, now once I erase it away, okay, it kind of looks clearer this way. So I'm going to draw a side parting, so the hair can go this way. Some hair can go in this direction, some hair can go the other direction. Okay, something like this. Okay, once again, keep changing. You can change the direction. Notice as I draw the hair, right? Okay, how do I draw hair? Instead of drawing individual strands, make sure that your hair, as you draw, it connects to the same point. You see this? It converges into one clump. Okay, so same thing. Connect. Okay, into one lump like this. So it should always taper into one thin line like this. Okay, so I'm gonna draw all the way. Same thing. It's gonna connect nicely with my sideburn this way. Okay, so now you wouldn't want to leave your person looking like this, right? It's just a floating head. Okay, so how to draw a neck? Very simple. Just within the line over here, within the neck, within the jawline over here, somewhere over here, I'm just gonna drop a vertical line down. Okay, vertical line down, let it exceed the chin a little bit. Okay, not too long until it become like a ghost. Okay, so let it exceed the chin a bit. Same for the other side. Let's do the same for the other side as well. Just a straight line down. Okay, so from here, once I'm done, okay, at this angle, at this part, maybe somewhere at the half line, I'm just gonna, where the chin is at, right? This is where the chin is at. I'm just gonna do a slanted line like this for the shoulder, just to suggest a bit of the shoulder. You don't have to draw the whole shoulder. Okay, just suggest a little bit of the shoulder this way, and you get a face. Okay, so a very simple guy's face like this. Okay, so all the other details, I don't really need you to add them at this point. Okay, what I want to see is just a attempt at drawing constructing a face like this. Alright, so give it a try. Okay, we're gonna move on to the female side. Okay, yeah, so right now we left the female face at this point. Okay, nothing has been done, so same thing like what I've done. Draw the mask looking structure over here. Same thing, I'm gonna work on the eyes now. Okay, so roughly before you draw that, I'm just gonna same thing, I'm gonna demarcate roughly the size of one eye in the center. Okay, so just mark it out by lightly sketching an oval in the center. So there should be three. So one eye is an eye is about roughly an estimate an eye apart. So let's say I have one eye over here, maybe I have another eye over here, so you should have three rather equal parts over here. So it's 1, 2 and 3, so these 3 parts. Okay, so maybe I'm gonna place the brow somewhere over here, somewhere higher. Okay, normally the front part of the brows is slightly thicker and the back part is slightly a lot thinner. Okay, so same thing, I'm going to do the same for the other side. Don't worry too much about the positioning of the brow, right? Just give it a try. As long as there's a brow there, okay, I'm fine with it. Okay, just do something like this. Okay, a girl's brow can be quite thick as well. Okay, it doesn't always have to be a thin brow for the girls. Right, so now for the eyes, okay, we're going to do the upper eyelid first, the eyelid. So something like this, go up, a nice round shape, like a rainbow curve. Okay, like a curve shape this way. Right now we're going to do the iris. Okay, we're going to do the iris. Okay, something like this. So as compared to the guy, the girl's iris is slightly more doe eye, right? It's like you can see more of the entire iris. So for the girl's eye, normally at the edge, I'll just add a little tail, a little tip. Okay, as it goes to the edge like this, just add a little tip, the edge. And for this part, okay, for the girls, normally you can afford to go slightly darker for this part over here. It's because to suggest thicker eyelashes at the bottom. Okay, something like this. Same part for this as well. So it's a bit more, you can see that I'm going for a more cartoony approach rather than a more illustrative approach rather than a more realistic kind of look. So right, I don't want her face to look so long. Okay, so long. Maybe I'm gonna shorten the nose a bit. So I'm gonna make some adjustment. I'm gonna shift it up. I'm gonna ignore these lines. Alright, I'm just gonna go by gut feeling. So I'm gonna place the nose slightly somewhere over here. Same thing, we are doing a little round oval shape kind of nose. Do a little sketch like this, like Rudolph, right? Okay, and the whole face is looking a bit too roundish and too long, right? So I'm gonna shorten her face. Okay, just gonna crop away some of the face to make it more, okay, something like this. So I'm just still keeping the sides. Okay, I'm not making any changes. I'm just gonna shorten her overall face. Okay, so if you have already drawn very using a very dark pencil, you're gonna find it very hard to do this changes along the way. So always remember to do your sketches lightly. Okay, so I'm just gonna erase away my previous line. Okay, make it shorter. So as compared to the guys, her eye looks much wider, much bigger, right? Okay, this line is kind of distracting me, so I'm just going to erase this line so that it doesn't interfere with my judgment. On the ear, on the side of the brow, all the way to maybe somewhere over here. Okay, not too long, not too big. Okay, let's do a ear shape. Okay, same thing for the other side. So starting from here, going downwards this way. Okay, then we'll do a simple curve from the side of the face, punch it out, a little bump, a little bump. Okay, once you have these two bumps ready, you can do from here, this line over here, you just draw a curve down, Okay, at any moment if you find that I'm going a bit too fast, feel free to pause the video to catch up. Alright, what I like to do is I like to erase a bit for the sideburns. Okay, to do a bit. So normally the sideburn will look something like this. Okay, I'm just gonna start with the sideburn first. So a lock of hair this way, leading to the sideburn. Okay, and normally I like to have a bit of hair that get tucked behind the ear, so it goes from the back of the ear, it goes up and leads to your sideburn. So from the sideburn it goes, this the side parting, right? Okay, it goes down, gets tucked behind the ear, something like this. Okay, so same thing, I'm gonna erase away, I'm gonna lighten the line. Okay, not erase away, so just lighten the line so that you can see clearer. Okay, as it goes here, normally it will curve, do a slight curve before it meets your parting. Okay, so let's say this is where we're gonna indicate this is our side parting, where it's gonna be. So once again, I'm gonna leave a bit of volume, give it a bit of volume. Okay, and do this kind of shape. Okay, so this for this part of the head. Okay, so this part is the side parting. We're gonna repeat this step for the other side as well. So she has a bit of sideburns for the other area. Okay, normally the difficulty for drawing girls is the hair. Okay, a lot of people struggle with the hair because you can get, if you're not familiar with it can be quite confusing. Okay, so once I'm done with this, same thing. Okay, always remember, one rule to remember is that the hair always grows from the roots. Okay, from the roots, the scalp. Okay, so it grows out this way and it gets heavier because the hair gets there's more denser hair, right? So it gets heavier, so it droops down. It forms a nice, maybe a nice side parting this way. Okay, so depends on what you want to do. You can actually tuck, same thing, you tuck in this whole lot of hair to the back of her ear. Okay, so normally that's where the hair goes, right? So you tuck it to the back of the ear, and for here you can see a bit of the sideburns. So same thing. So this part is gonna be slightly thicker. So from this part it goes up this way, goes down, it droops down this way, then it comes out again. Try to do it more natural, so it goes kind of like a wave. Okay, it's not so rigid. Okay, not so rigid. Okay, so you have something like this. After which, once I've done with this, normally what I like to do is to add a little ponytail at the back. So ponytail is very simple. You just need to add a hairband. Okay, a hairband over here. Just do a bit of round shape, and the ponytail will look something like this. Okay, like a, okay, do a bit of sketch, like a rainbow, like a little curve. Okay, that goes from here. Okay, normally it goes up and it goes down, and it ends at a curve this way. Okay, so same thing like this, and from here, somewhere over here, I'm just going to do a bit of, okay, so I'm just going to end her ponytail, something like that. Okay, not too complicated, just a simple version will do. Okay, so slightly better, right? Okay, something like this. Okay, so from here, okay, feel free to start adding some. Okay, once you have this two part, okay, it's very easy for you to add some clothes to it. Okay, so you can add things like let's say if you want it to be wearing a school uniform, so you can just add a little collar over here. Okay, a little collar. Okay, so maybe it's wearing the pinafore, right? Okay, so it has this like singlet looking thing that goes across. Okay, once again, you don't have to draw the entire thing. Okay, just a suggestion of the uniform will do. Okay, so just a suggestion of the uniform will do. Okay, you can see that I can leave my drawing somewhat incomplete. Okay, because this is just a sketch. Something like this. So same thing for the guy. Okay, so same thing for the guy. Maybe you can do a little bit more. Maybe he's a businessman. Okay, so maybe a more rigid collar. Okay, something like that. Okay, then okay, so something like this will do. Okay, so once you're done with this too, okay, oh yeah, before that, let's do a bit of shading for the guy's eye as well, because we kind of forgotten about that. Okay, so with that, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and give it a try and let me know if there's any difficulties that you face, alright, in class.